Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hopefully, you are doing well. May Allah shower all His blessings upon you and your family. Remember me in your prayers too. Dear students, today we are going to discuss the question which are left our question from the chapter Education and Training of Character by Richard Livingstone. I have skipped that question because it was not there in my book, but you told me about this question, and I'm going to discuss this question for your sake. This is why it is fatal to omit the spiritual aspect of education. Omit means leave, or here we can say ignore. Basically, it is to quit something, to leave, skip something. And spiritual aspect means a spiritual moral angle. So he says that he lays very much stress on the importance of spiritual education, and he says that though the vocational and social aspects of education are very necessary, but it is very fatal to ignore the moral aspect of education. Why? Because when the people are lacking in the moral values, they are going to destroy the social fabric of the society. Actually, nowadays, we people are concerned about overall structure of the society, and we are going to tend to ignore our own behavior regarding this. So, societies are made of men. Every member is as important as the overall scenario is. So, when the individual is lacking in the basic moral education, so how can we expect that the whole fabric would be strongly knit when the people are not having good moral values? So initially, we are not going to find any kind of difficulty while ignoring the spiritual aspect of the education, but later on in this life, we feel many difficulties because of this. It is very very necessary to gain spiritual or moral education, not only to elevate your own self but also to make the society more livable. So Livingstone is in very much favor of in this type of education. He is not willing to skip this part of education. He says that they have reached a point to no return when it becomes almost impossible to mend their evil ways and restore their past moral norms, suggesting the remedy. Remedy means a solution. Sir Livingstone says moral education is impossible without the habitual vision of greatness. Yesterday, I have discussed in detail what is habitual vision of greatness. So he is of the view that in order to attain the moral habits, the moral values, it is very, very necessary to become habitual of having the great vision. The vision of greatness can only be achieved when one strives to win what is the highest in one's field by following all established moral norms. Actually, he is of the view that in order to gain something, we are not uh, we should not incline towards the shortcuts. We should be as honest as a human can be. And I am also in favor of this, that be honest without the thought of heaven or hell. Be honest toward your work, be honest and dedicated to your destiny, and you would be rewarded, inshallah. So, moral education is very much necessary for the human beings themselves, for the society overall, and it is very fatal to skip this kind of education because it leads toward the distortion of more social fabric. This was the only question which I have skipped because unknowingly, and you mentioned this question, and I have taught you this also. So this chapter is completed now. You are to memorize question number 4, 5, and 6 now. So I think you should do it. I think 4 and 5 in first, and then at first, and then question number 6. You are to memorize these questions, and then we will move toward the next chapter and the next, I think, essays as well. From my side, Allah Hafiz till the next video. May Allah shower all His blessings upon you and your family.